I'm with Dane Gregory. He is Commercial Sales Manager for Interlink Supply.
Good morning.
Dean, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Okay, since we talked last, I've been thinking a good deal about maintenance. And it dawns on me that a lot of people, at least on the carpet side, don't spend a lot of time worrying about maintenance. And perhaps it would be a good idea if they did.
Absolutely, it would. I mean, one of the things that we try and stress is the difference between cleaning and maintenance. There's a dichotomy of issues there, because having somebody that comes in 4 or 5 times a year and cleans your carpet is one thing, but having a maintenance program where your carpet is serviced in some way, shape, or form every day is more of a maintenance program. And so we're trying to help people understand the maintenance opportunities where they arise.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know the CRI back 8, 10 years ago, I can't tell you how long, but a good while ago, began doing surveys. They'll do a survey one year of the retail community and a survey the next year of the commercial. And if I'm not mistaken, maintenance has been at the top of that list ever since, which is why I guess they gave birth to the seal of approval program, because people want whatever the floor covering is to be clean and to be maintained. But I think, and I'm thinking of floor covering retailers, I think normally they've been so happy to make a sale, they probably haven't thought a whole lot about, okay, what do you do now? But it's not a bad idea to spend a little bit of time thinking about that, and even perhaps presenting a retailer with a schedule, cleaning and maintenance schedule.
Oh, sure. I've never sold carpet, so I can't speak like a retailer would on that particular subject, but I've dealt with clients that have had carpets recently purchased. Our average was, we saw the client for the first time, if we were doing a cleaning program for them, probably somewhere between 3 and 5 years. And that's a long time for things to go wrong with that carpet. I would think if the retail community wanted to be mentioning maintenance ahead of time, or during the selling process of what maintenance would mean, and we'd be certainly happy to build some programs like that for the retail community where they could look at this and we have a timeline to say, here's where you want to spend some time, here's where, obviously you want to get the first things are going to be dry, then I'd go to low moisture, then I'd go to high moisture when I had to make sure that they're doing some sort of a maintenance service on a regular basis.
Yeah. It would seem like if a consumer is thinking about their carpet, it's time for me to get the carpet cleaned, or time for me to do the next thing on the schedule, they're spending more time thinking about carpet, and that I think is going to be good for the retailer and for the manufacturer of that carpet. Wouldn't you think?
And I would think for the cleaning public also, the cleaning professionals that were thinking about that. So no, I don't think there's a downside to having maintenance be part of the initial process of the sale. I mean, everybody knows you're going to have to do some sort of maintenance to anything that you purchase, whether it's clothing or automobiles or appliances. You're going to have to do some sort of maintenance. I think that the carpet industry has made it easy for them to understand, vacuum cleaners. A vacuum cleaner will remove dry soil. After that soil begins to build up, however, maybe vacuuming is not as, they didn't take as much time with it as they should have, or they didn't vacuum for some reason, or didn't understand, the concept of it, that they've allowed some soil to build up, and now we've got to go to deeper, more aggressive, slower drying processes.
And once you do that, in fact, it seems like remedial cleaning is really what you're talking about, and it seems like when you get to remedial cleaning, the carpet is past its prime by definition.
Right, we call it restorative cleaning when you
Yeah.
get to the point of no return, and you've got to do some heavy-duty maintenance operations to it, and so it's a slow, labor-intensive process, therefore it costs more to apply. But you've also had some damage, perhaps, to the carpet itself, loss of fiber coming out of the tough bundle, things like that. So there could be other things that the soil may be hiding and other characteristics in that. So we recommend an overall approach of using vacuum cleaning, interim maintenance techniques along with hot water extraction at regular intervals.
So it would be a good idea when a consumer buys carpet. Here's a schedule of what you should do to really take care of this and getting the optimum service from this carpet. A, B, C, D, E on some kind of a schedule. Would that be the optimum way to deal with this?
We would love to see something like that. I mean, the automotive industry did it years ago with a maintenance schedule in your glove compartment.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I've not followed it as religiously as I probably should have, and I've probably replaced my automobile sooner than I should have too. But we have owner's manuals for carpets. It's getting the people to understand that, or getting to them at the right time for them to see this information. The CRI has done a great job of putting out literature. The carpet manufacturers have done a great job of putting out literature, but I'm afraid that sometimes that literature just doesn't get read. It's not, a romance novel where it's not a page turner. So they're looking at it as, well, here's my warranty, and it's a lot of legal terms and definitions and things like that as to what's going to happen. A maintenance timeline or maintenance program, or what we might call an owner's manual for carpet, might be a great idea for the retailer to just hand somebody and say, here's this if you have any questions. And we've even seen some retail people begin to start to look at getting into the maintenance industry to serve their customers that way.
Well, I think that's a great idea. As a matter of fact, talking about the scheduling, what with electronics being what they are, it would be a very interesting idea to initiate a series of emails when you make a sale, whatever the time period would be for the first mission of this cleaning. Hey, today's the day that you need to start thinking about, vacuuming or cleaning or whatever it is, and remind them about that.
Well, I think there's a couple of programs out there that are starting to do that. We see it a little more on the commercial side of the industry than on the residential side, but the folks at My Flooring Warranty are coming out with some of those ideas on the residential side as well as commercial too. And I think you're starting to see them generate those tickler emails, those reminder spots where here's the time you need to be thinking about that. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't think about things as often as I should when I travel or when I'm going through the routine of my regular life.
Yeah, well, everybody's got so much on their mind. If you tell them at the time of the sale, we're going to remind you on a frequent basis as to what level of cleaning you need to be thinking about, and that's probably the best that you can do. Give them a little booklet and remind them. The idea of having a retailer get into the maintenance business has always been intriguing to me. It seems like such a good idea. It seems like there was a time when many were doing it, and it seems to have fallen out of favor. I'm sure there's many retailers that are in maintenance, but most, it would seem to me, aren't.
I think it's kind of fallen back on the idea of the different business models. A retailer selling product is one thing, a retailer selling service is against something else. And I think they'd be very good at it. It's just a little bit of a different business model. They might have issues with employees and those kinds of things, service providers type of thing. But I still think it's a great idea. Not only that, but if the retailer doesn't feel that they've got the skill set or they've got the employee pool that they can draw from to do that, we could certainly recommend, as Interlink Supply, many qualified contractors in their area that would love to have a retail